Okay, y'all, so as you saw from the thumbnail, we're making something very different than our usual, but I've got 4 peaches over on my counter that you can just smell as soon as you hit the front door. You can just smell that they're ready to use. So we're going to use them up tonight in some peach chicken. So the first thing I've got going is I've got my pan heating up with a little bit of olive oil. So once your pan is nice and hot, you want to lay your chicken down in it and let it sear. Now I've seasoned one side, so first off, I sliced my chicken breast in half because they are super thick and I wanted some thinner pieces that are normal human-sized pieces. But we're seasoning each side with some black pepper, salt, and Italian seasoning, and very simple seasonings for the chicken, but I'm telling y'all, the depth and amazingness of flavor comes in the sauce. So we're going to let this cook for about 3 to 4 minutes on each side, and we'll do the other 2 pieces of chicken, and then we'll move on to our sauce. So while our chicken is searing, we're going to go ahead and make the mixture that will be our sauce. So we're starting with 3/4 of a cup of water, and to this I'm adding 2 teaspoons of chicken bouillon powder, half a cup of balsamic vinegar, about 2 tablespoons of honey, a teaspoon of Worcestershire sauce. You know it's going to be good if it has that in it. So 1 teaspoon of ground mustard or mustard powder, a half teaspoon of dried thyme, a half teaspoon of dried basil, and a half teaspoon of onion powder. We're going to mix this all together. And then we're going to add in 1 tablespoon of cornstarch, and this will be our thickening agent. We're going to lift away from the heat. I'm going to add about a half a cup of a dry white wine to the bottom of my pan. And I just want it to deglaze that pan and get all those bits up off the bottom. So I'm just using my rubber spatula to get any bits, but it has already pulled them off. So my pan is at a medium heat. And we're just reducing that down until it's about 1/4 of a cup. It's much thicker and just all along the bottom of the pan. Added in a couple cloves of minced garlic. And just let that saute around for a minute or 2 also. You see how it's already like thickening? It's not really just a big whoosh of liquid across the pan. You just want to make sure you're reducing it down. Okay, so it's been about 5 minutes and you see it's nice and thickened. It's reduced quite a bit. We're going to add in a couple of tablespoons of butter. I'm just trying to use my hot spatula to cut it. And then once your butter is melted, we're going to add in our sauce mixture that we made while the chicken was cooking. So we want this to come to a boil, and then we're going to reduce it down for about another 5 minutes. Okay, so now we're going to add in our peach slices. And we're going to turn this down to a medium-low and just let this all simmer together for a couple of minutes. Now I used 4 peaches, but I think I took out about 1, maybe 1.5 peaches for the kids' smoothie. So this is probably about 2.5 peaches worth, but I would say if you have the 4 peaches, use the 4 peaches because you'll want, I don't know, we love the peaches in this. It pairs really well with this balsamic sauce. But we're going to let that simmer for about 2 minutes. Alright, now we're just going to add our chicken back in and let it just get nestled all in there. And pour the juice from our chicken back over top. I'm just going to give that Another few minutes to get that chicken rewarmed and continue softening those peaches. While we do, we're going to pull out our special surprise. Okay, y'all, so here is the last little bit that just takes this over the top in scrumptiousness. We're just going to put several large dollops of ricotta cheese around the bowl. You want to give one large dollop for each person. This creaminess will kind of just melt with your chicken. And you can add more if you want, but I've turned the heat off and we're just going to let it set and rest for just a minute and we will be ready to eat.